Today.
I'm good, John. Yourself?
I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. Could you talk about what it means to play on Thanksgiving, considering the audience you'll be playing in front of? You earned some respect yesterday. Now you got another chance to earn respect. What should that mean to the players?
Well, I believe it will mean a lot to the players because, with the way the season has gone, I think that the win yesterday gave them confidence and lifted them up, and then to follow it up with a win, I think will be special, particularly one on Thanksgiving Day, because, I think everybody remembers or has watched pro football on Thanksgiving. That's been a staple for a long time. And a lot of these guys have watched the games, and I think it'd be special for them to play in a Thanksgiving Day game. And I think that they will be excited about it. And so it will mean quite a bit to be able to go up there, play the game, and then hopefully come away with a victory.
Romeo, a lot of people grew up watching the Thanksgiving Day game, especially with Detroit and then Dallas and playing at home. But do you think young players today, it means as much to them as it used to? And how much emphasis do you have to put on it to get them to understand the significance of Thanksgiving football?
Well, younger players are a lot different, as we both know, and sometimes you have to remind them, the significance and importance of some historic things that happen in the country and in the league. And so, if I had to remind them, give them a few tidbits about playing on Thanksgiving and what it means, I'll do that. And then generally these guys, if you give them a tidbit of information, they can quickly go to their devices and pull up information and follow it up.
Brandon?
Romeo, what are some of the things that y'all did well yesterday that you think might be transferable throughout the rest of the season on both sides of the ball?
Well, our ability to stop the run was special yesterday, and against a team that was one of the top teams in the NFL with running the football. So to be able to hold them to 86 yards, that says something about the guys on the team and on the defense and about the defensive coaches. So if we can continue doing that, I think that will improve our chances to win. Offensively, the way that we move the ball in the air, I think was special because it kept a string that Deshaun has going. It kept it going the way he's been playing. The receivers going and getting the ball, catching the ball, the tight ends catching, the linemen protecting, and so I think all of those things which make up a team, give them an air of confidence as we go into the next game.
Aaron Wilson.
Hey, good morning, Romeo. Romeo, we put Deshaun's season in context to have been this successful without much of a running game and the record obviously being what it is. What do you think about what he's done in terms of just in history and kind of the player that he is?
Well, history always defines itself, and so since the season is not over, I don't want to categorize him, right now, because things in this NFL, sometimes they go up and down. And he's doing a very good job right now, and I hope and expect that he'll continue to do a good job. So we'll wait till the end of the season to see if that job continues, and then we can categorize him at that point.
All right. And do you have an update on Randall Cobb and Kenny Stills and P.J. Hall as far as their status and the kind of injuries that they suffered?
Okay, so they are coming in here this afternoon, and we'll find out about those guys, but I think PJ, he had a shoulder issue that he's dealing with. Cobb has a foot issue that he's dealing with. Stills has a muscle issue he's dealing with. So we'll find out when they get in here to what extreme it is.
Greg Bailey.
Hey, Romeo, we got a nice flash out of John Grenard yesterday. It's not every linebacker that you see that can match the physicality of Cam Newton. What impressed you about his strength and how he can use that on the football field? And what would be your goals for him to close out this season?
Well, he's a a good young man on this football team, even though he's still a rookie. But he does have some size. He does have strength, and he was able to show that yesterday in getting his first sack, and so he's pumped up about that. And I think that will push him forward as he goes down the line here in the latter half of the year. I would like to see him continue to improve, because he's improved from when we first started practicing to this point in the season. And I think the more playing time he gets, the more improvement I want to see.
Adam Wexler.
Hey, Romeo, on the touchdown pass in the third quarter, the 42-yarder to Bird that left him on gain singled up, how does Lonnie Johnson fit into that scheme? He's the deep safety? Is he just looking to see where he needs to fly? Was he supposed to be deep on that play?
Yes, as a deep safety, you're supposed to be deep, but what happened on that play, they had a guy in front of him who was running an inside dig route, and he thought the quarterback was throwing the dig, so he drove the dig, which allowed the ball to go over our head, and so the instincts that players have, they use them on the football field, and so he thought the quarterback definitely was looking at the dig, and he was going to help on the dig, and then the guy threw it over our head.
And similarly, last question on John Grenard, kind of the same thing on Blacklock, been playing about 20 to 30% of the snaps over the last couple of weeks. Has he done things to maybe earn more? And obviously with PJ Hall's situation, how does that factor in?
Well, he has been playing, 20, 30%, and he's gotten better also. He understands the system better now. He's learning how he fits in the system and how he needs to play and win his gap. And so he's made progress, and I expect that to continue. And the better he gets, the more he'll play.
John?
Romeo, after the game, Watson talked about how much the Patriots rushed 3 guys. How did you, considering so many guys were in coverage, still manage to complete the most passes this season of 20 or more yards? And how do you feel about your downfield passing game right now?
Well, if we give Deshaun time, I believe I said it yesterday that he can complete them just about anywhere. Okay, he can complete them behind the line, intermediate area, deep, and we have receivers that can go deep, and they will go get the ball, and tight ends can catch the ball. So if he is protected and he has time for guys to get open, he can hit them. And so we had some time yesterday that allowed guys to get open, and he made some good throws. They made some good catches. And so that's how the yards began to climb.
Stacey Dales.
Hey, Romeo, you guys have won 2 of 3 since your bye week. Just curious, culturally with your team, what's been the difference in their preparation and the locker room and as you head into this Thanksgiving Day game?
Well, I think the big difference is that they are understanding the system on defense and on offense and how they fit in the system and what needs to be done to make the system work. And as a result of it, we've gotten better. We are a competitive team. We always play hard and fight, but we haven't been doing enough of the little things to put us over the hump. And we got over the hump yesterday against the Patriots. So now the focus is on this Thanksgiving Day game on a short week is to not rest on any laurels because we don't have any. We need to get ready to play a game and win the next game.
Thank you, Coach. And if I may follow up quickly, just your thoughts on the Lions. Obviously both teams, not the records you want right now, but an opportunity to continue to improve, just, how you approach them.
Well, I approach them just like everybody else. Everybody in the NFL has firepower. And any team can beat any team on any given day. And so I talked to the guys after the game and said, we got a short week, which is a challenge. We got to go on the road, which is another challenge. And we have to play the Detroit Lions at home on Thanksgiving, which they historically have played in that game, and they will be pumped up and ready to go. So we just can't take any time off, cannot assume anything, and let's go prepare like we prepared last week and play better than we played last week.
Thank you.
Aaron Reese.
Hey, Romeo, after the game yesterday, you credited Kiki for kind of staying focused and practicing hard while he wasn't getting to play. Did you get a sense at all that cutting DeAndre Carter and kind of that obviously opening up a chance for him had given him somewhat of a confidence boost during practice last week?
I don't know that it gave him a confidence boost, because he's been with us a couple years now, and he knows that he has to be ready when his opportunity comes. And so, and I told him on the sideline, I said, this is one of the reasons that you're here is to take advantage of this opportunity. And he went into the game and he did that. That's what pros do. Now, sometimes extremely young players, they don't understand that. But with Kiki, he knew that he was going to get an opportunity at some point, and he got it. He took advantage of it, and I think that now he'll try to hold on to it.
Aaron Wilson.
Hey, Romeo. Wanted to see what you thought of Lonnie Johnson, if you thought this was kind of a step forward for him in his play, and using him as much as a blitzer, that lends itself well with some of the traits he has as a player.
Yeah, I think he goes very well with some of his traits because he's got good size, good length, and he's somewhat aggressive, and so that showed up, and he was a factor. And I think going down the road, he will continue to be a factor, and whether we use him in the deep half part of the field or use him at the line of scrimmage, I think that he's learning and he's getting better also.
Real quick, Zach Cunningham now leading the NFL in tackles. Have you seen a step from him since the bye week? That was something that Bobby King kind of had predicted, that he would continue to play better and be a little crisper tackler. What have you seen from him recently?
Well, Zach, he's a really good football player. He's got good instincts, and he can get to the ball. And particularly when those guys up front, win their gaps and it opens up for him, he will go and he will hit, he will tackle, he'll take on guards, and he can go in coverage. So he's a good all-around football player.
Last question for John.
Romeo, David Johnson's got to be out another game. When he's eligible to come off, will he come off? And how much have you missed him in the running game?
Well, you know what? That's always tough to determine because so much of the running game involves, and so yesterday it wasn't as good as we needed it to be. He probably could have helped us a little bit, but Duke, we were very confident with what Duke can do, and it was just a rough game in the running game, and the passing game was going so good. We didn't call that many runs, to tell you the truth, and so when we get back, they will both have opportunities to play, and we'll see how it's going. And if the running game goes good, we can stick with it. If the passing game continues to go good, we can stick with that. And then if we have a running game to go with the passing game, that's going to open up everything.
Did you have another one, John?
No, that's it. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
All right. Have a good day.